Dr. Pepper Championship Week.
Today, opportunity knocks for Ohio and a chance to end a 5-decade championship drought. Or will it be the second in 5 years for Toledo? It's the Bobcats and Rockets ready for championship action. Welcome to the MAC Football Championship on ESPN, presented by Marathon as part of Dr. Pepper Championship Week. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Ford Field in Detroit. I'm Beth Mowens along with Kirk Morrison. Stormy Bonatoni is with us as well, and it is time to crown a MAC champion. We've got the Bobcats and the Rockets ready to go.
It is the story of likely versus unlikely, or to quote the Ohio DC Spence Nowinski, a battle of beauty versus the beast. And I'm talking about when you look at the Toledo team, they were supposed to be in the MAC championship. And the Ohio team, well, they were picked fourth in their own side of the division. That's what today is all about. Two different type of styles, but they're going to try to settle it here at Ford Field today.
That's because last year they were 3-9. This year, 9-3. It's been an award-winning season.
Yeah, it has been. You have the Coach of the Year in Tim Albin. You have the Offensive Player of the Year in Curtis Rourke, and a Freshman of the Year at running back in C.A. Van Gore. But it comes down today, thrilling in for Rourke will be Mr. C.J. Harris, making his second career start. But if you saw what he did in his first career start on the FBS level, 196 yards through the air, 1 touchdown throwing, but Beth, it was what he did on the ground. His 3 rushing touchdowns led Ohio to a must-win that got him and his Bobcats here today in Ford Field for the championship.
It's going to be good on good, Kirk. The O has been so good, it's in their name twice for Ohio.
It's all about the Ohio offense. Obviously, it'll be different with C.J. here, but on the other side, the Toledo defense, the only people who weren't on the first team or second team was me and you, Beth. They have so many guys on this Toledo defense on that first team All-MAC conference. I can't wait to see them perform as well.
Injuries have impacted the quarterback room for Toledo. We may see both these guys today.
Yeah, you're going to see, obviously, Daquan Finn. He's right here from the Detroit area. He's actually won championships in this building that we're in right now. Excited to see him, but also Tucker Gleason. We'll see him as well today.
And the story on the big Bobcat turnaround, let's go down to Stormy.
Yeah, Beth, this time last year, this Ohio football team was searching for answers after that disappointing 3-9 season. So much so that head coach Tim Albin, after that final game of 2021, called a team meeting and told his players, hey, if you're with me, this is where our journey to something new and special is going to start. But he also said if any players had doubts about him as their head coach, or they weren't sure if they'd be all in, don't show up. Well, that moment laid the foundation for this 9-3 turnaround season, and the guys who showed up now have an opportunity to bring Ohio their first league title in 54 years. Albin says they're not overachievers, they're over-believers, and they believe they can complete the job here today.
Yeah, great line from Coach. His counterpart is one of his closest friends in the business, Jason Candle, now in his 8th season, looking for that second championship game win in the last 5 years. The Rockets won it all in 2017. It would be a 12th championship for the program if they can get it.
And meeting with Coach Candle right before the game, he's just as cool and calm and collected in this environment. He said, we're going to win the week by our preparation. He says, look, we've been here before. We know how to handle it.
Ohio has won the toss, but they have deferred, so Toledo will receive the opening kick. As we kick off our championship Saturday, it would be a 4th MAC championship game win in this, their 7th finals appearance since the late 90s. And of course for Ohio, 1968, the Lyndon Baines Johnson administration, Kirk. That's the last time they handled the hardware. Your MAC Coach of the Year, Tim Albin, 17 seasons at Ohio. This is second as the head coach. Hoping they can have some similar postseason success as his neighbor back in Athens, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Joe and Jimmy, the Burrow family. Trust me, it's going to be a fun day here. You can feel the excitement. Both teams from the state of Ohio battling it out for MAC supremacy.
Jaquez Stewart is back deep, along with Junior Vandeross as Tristan Vandenberg kicks it away. Black and green for the Bobcats. The midnight blue and gold and white for the Rockets. And a return out to the 25-yard line for Vandeross. And that's where they will go with Daquan Finn, who is battling through an upper body injury as well as an ankle injury, and he's back home in Detroit.
Yeah, he's back home, and he's confident. I think he's confident because of the guys he's got around him. But he also has a defense that he can rely on as well. It doesn't all have to fall on the shoulders of DQ, as his friends and his teammates call him. But it's a big game for him in a big environment.
Has won state championships in this building, and now will try and secure a MAC championship. From MLK High, as Jaquez Stewart motions into the backfield with him. The receiver screen on the edge, Demir Blankensee. And he's close to first down yardage. They're gonna mark him out around the 34. It'll be second and short.
Yeah, early layups, early throws, early free throws to get Daquan Finn involved early in this game. Get that confidence going, getting the offense off to a good start.
Run it on 2nd and 1, and they'll lose a yard. Rodney Matthews, the senior from Memphis, able to trip up Stewart to force the 3rd down.
When you think about the cues to the game, or Kirk's keys, I should say, it's about DQ, use the crew, meaning Daquan Finn, utilize your offensive weapons, your receivers, your running backs. It doesn't fall all on the shoulders of Daquan Finn. And on the other side, Polaroid. Yeah, Polaroid pictures. Beth, you're going to have to shake those Polaroids out, meaning defensively for Toledo. Show different pictures against C.J. Harris, the quarterback in his 2nd start. Do not show him the same picture. You'll see a lot of disguise, I think, from that Toledo defense.
37% on 3rd downs this year for the Rockets. And they'll go with a 2 tight end set. Stewart in the pistol. And the keeper for Finn tries to get the edge, and he does. First down across the 40. Jamal Turner, the tight end, at a block to Springham and a gain of 7.
Yeah, that's easy. That's just quarterback run. And you forget sometimes that Daquan Finn is 6'2", 210. So if you need a tough yard, get a couple of blockers in front, and you allow your quarterback to find the sticks, find the yard marker to keep the chains moving.
Going to be huge today, Kirk, for those guys up front. You know, they lost 2 starters preseason. They've tried to find the right formula throughout the year. They did not look good in their last 2 regular season games, both losses. So it's up to those guys to try and set the tone for this offense.
Yeah, those last 2 games, though, they keep talking about that's not who we are. These are the last 2 games for Toledo.
Little RPO keeper for the quarterback. Finn slides out to the 45.
Remember, they're still in their script. And Jason Candle, who is the head coach, who calls the plays, they're just trying to get a feel for what Ohio defensively, what they want to do. Do they want to crash down on the dive, or do they want to play it straight up?
Finn, they pick up the pressure, and he's got a first down throw down to the 40 to Jerwan Newton. Ball squirted out, but they're going to rule him down after a 17-yard strike.
Yeah, this is a nice throw.
Look from the receiver is
left
down.
hash all the way to the outside.
First down.
A nice pickup. And I don't know if that ball may have came out late. I don't know if the runner was actually down. I will take another look at that.
Bobcat fans thought it squirted out.
At first look, I think that ball may have squirted out.
A completed catch, and the runner being down is under further review.
Maybe by the Rockets were running to the line of scrimmage to get that snap.
Yeah, I want you to watch Tariq Drake, though, number 11. He comes in with the tackle, but I believe the body, right? The body never touches. That ball is out.
Yes.
That should be a fumble.
And I believe it was Bryce Houston who recovers it inbounds. Let's see.
I think we got a clear recovery as well. Nice couple of angles that we have. Cameron, great job by our crew. I mean, when you talk about the process of the catch, I saw firm control with the hand or arm. So I think that no matter what, we do have the process of the catch already taken care of. But when it comes to the fumble, I think that Newton was still on top of Drake. The ball's loose, and I do see a clear recovery by Ohio.
We'll stay for the recovery. 32 in black.
Yeah, I think you have the clear recovery.
He's going to come and get it.
By Bryce Houston.
Oh, boy, did he have control of it, though, when he rolled out of bounds. They're going to have to look at that as well.
I think that may be too close to tell. Do we have an angle all the way
Wow.
down? Already some tense moments. We're
There's
not
a lot going on in
We're
this.
not even a couple minutes into this game, and you've already got a moment that can change the way this game is being played right now. I ruled that that's a catch. We already have the official saying that's a catch. But then when he's rolled over, that ball is live. And I don't know if it's... is there a clear recovery?
Wow.
I feel like I see enough to have a recovery, a clear recovery.
I mean, it's a discussion. Does one cheek equal a body part here?
Yeah.
Because on the roll...
Yeah. I think the roll helps him. The roll helps him. Here's
After
a call.
review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Toledo.
Wow.
Wow.
Not the clear recovery.
Our referee, Tom Stapleton.
I think that you do have the fumble. So the fumble was there, but no clear recovery. That just goes as a completion with the ball fumbled out of bounds.
The non-butt fumble, if you will.
Yeah, that's what happened.
And that's what we're being told.
Yeah.
No clear recovery inbounds. So Toledo will keep it. And into Bobcat territory, 1st and 10 from the 40. Finn gives to Stewart. Nice hole up the middle, and he rumbles down to the 32-yard line.
Nice blocking up front. And this is a trench war, right? In the trenches. Which front? Offensive line, defensive line? Who is going to give first? That's what it's all about. The toughness of the MAC is going to show up, I think, throughout this game.
Yeah, Stewart followed those guys up the middle. They'll run 3 with Penny Boone and Micah Kelly also getting carries. Finn keeps. Down to the 29. That was Zach Sanders, the safety. It looks like they've moved some guys around up front, too, because Nick Rossi, 73 in white, who is the right tackle, is now at right guard. Kelvin Aitman is in there at left tackle. First down run, nice. Cut back, change of direction. Stewart inside the 5. Touchdown, Toledo.
It's all about vision. You got to have vision when you're in the backfield. And that's what Stewart has, Jaquan Stewart. He gets to the left side, puts that left foot down, then he gets into the secondary, and it's good night, Irene. It's into the end zone. Toledo strikes first.
On the run for Stewart, his 4th of the season. Extra point from Thomas Clucky is good as they go 75 yards in 3.5 minutes, 8 plays to do it.
And it was about the ground game. It was a mix of Daquan Finn, but when it came down to put it into the end zone, Jaquan Stewart, number 21, gets in, and the Rockets red glare early here at Ford Field.
On ESPN as we continue Jim Valvano's fight against cancer.
First possession for the Toledo Rockets. It's Jaquez Stewart, a 29-yard touchdown run, and they have the lead to open up our MAC championship game today. And now, first look at the Ohio Bobcats offense. Keegan Wilburn, an all-MAC return guy with a kick return for a score this season, is back deep. And it's short, so he'll give it a go. Breaking a tackle across the 30, the cut back and hauled down at the 45-yard line. And that'll set up the Bobcats nicely. 42 yards in the other direction. And that'll bring on C.J. Harris back home from West Bloomfield, Michigan. And West Bloomfield High, the Lakers star quarterback, getting a shot.
Yeah, he got his opportunity, right? Second career start. Had a little fun in his first career start as they put themselves into this situation, but a big day ahead for C.J. Harris.
They love this young man's poise. Essentially winning a playoff game last week. They had to beat Bowling Green just to win the division and get a spot in today's championship game, and a short run for CJ. Of course, they wouldn't be here without the play of the Maple Missile, the Offensive Player of the Year in the MAC, who unfortunately is sidelined with injury.
You talk about starting off a season on a tear. That was Curtis Rourke. Not available today, but he is here with CJ Harris. He's here with this football team as a leader for a lot of inspiration for today.
A late season knee injury in their Ball State game. So Harris at the controls for a hot Bobcat team. They come in winners of 7 in a row to get here. Good open field tackle. That's Maxon Hook, one of their all-MAC defenders. They've got 4 of them on that side of the ball.
Yeah, there goes Curtis Rourke, the quarterback, and look, one of the best quarterbacks, I think, all of FBS. His completion percentage, you mentioned, his touchdown to interception ratio was 25-4. They'll be without him, but he'll be in the ear of CJ Harris, especially after a big third down right here.
3rd down and 8. Against the #1 rated total defensive team in the MAC. The Rockets at under 350 yards allowed per game. Harris in a tight spot trying to run out of it, and he'll get across midfield short of the line to gain, and it's 4th down. Judge Culpepper, the transfer from Penn State and the son of former NFLer Brad Culpepper, on the stop.
This is what the Toledo defense they want to do. They want these 3rd and longs for CJ Harris. They want him to throw from the pocket, throw from the well. He's more effective out of the pocket, but when he steps up, you got to corral him. That was a nice job by the defense, getting CJ Harris down and getting off the field on 4th.
Jack Wilson to punt it away. Adam Beal back at his own 10-yard line.
Yeah.
He's going to let that one drop, and it will be downed at the 1-yard line. Fortuitous bounces right into the arms of Justin Holloway at a 48-yard punt.
The MAC Football Championship on ESPN is presented by Marathon. Get the most out of your drive. And in part by Goodyear. Discover the possibilities. Goodyear, more driven.
Your last 5 champs, including Toledo in 2017. This is their 7th championship game appearance. They are 3-3 in the finals. Of course, that 2017 team, led by quarterback Logan Woodside, threw for 4 touchdowns in that 17 championship game. Terry Swanson ran for 2. And a wide receiver, Deontay Johnson, pretty good pro career so far, too. He had a couple of scores in that game for Jason Candle.
I think he's pretty good. Pretty good. He was down at the Pro Bowl last year. So, yeah, I think he's doing pretty good in the NFL.
All 3 of their losses in the finals to Marshall back in the heady days of Randy Moss and Chad Pennington and that crew. As Stewart carries it for 10 yards and a 1st down. Their run game off to a good start.
Absolutely. They're just running right downhill. This isn't any shake and jive. This isn't any option. They're just running right downhill, but they're also holding the backside, too. That earlier keep by Finn, a couple of keeps, it keeps the defense honest on the backside.
Finn under duress, able to run away from it. Finn, a lot of room to move. Dives out to the 30. And a gain of 16 as he beat the blitz.
Yeah, he beat the blitz, but he realized I got an open side of this offensive line I can get through. When you blitz, you got to go make the play. And you have a wide open Keith Thompson who was right there, misses the tackle, and now it's off to the races for Daquan Finn. I like to dive forward. He's like, I'm not going to come get every yard I possibly can. He knows if I slide with the feet first, they take away a couple yards. He goes head first. Get some extra yards at the end.
Just a sophomore, but he's already run for over 1,100 yards. He's already amongst the top quarterbacks in school history in terms of rushing yardage. Short gainer for Micah Kelly, the sophomore from Mississippi. Didn't play with an injury in their regular season finale.
It's good to have him back. And you mentioned the stable of backs for Toledo. They've got everyone up. You mentioned Penny Boone. He's the big man, 6'1", 235. Jaquez Stewart, more of the shifty 180. We saw him earlier on the touchdown. And the mix of both is Micah Kelly, who's also now his first carry of the game.
as well as the quarterback. It's good to see him, if you're a Rocket fan, with the mobility. That was something that he lost a bit of after the injuries. He'll throw it across the middle, and it's caught for a first down. Out to the 42-yard line, Anthony Torres out of Mishawaka, Indiana.
They're seeing the field so far as DeQuan Finn. It's been run, and then when you get a chance to throw it, you got to find the open guy. This time it's the tight end. And look, Torres only had 3 catches coming in, so that's how you know DeQuan Finn is seeing the entire field, going all the way to his 3rd, 4th option.
Micah Kelly again, the ball carrier. Hey, coming up at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific over on ABC, it's Championship Saturday rolling on with UCF and Tulane. Tulane, the host, looking for their first AAC title. And then on to the ACC Championship in Charlotte with Clemson and North Carolina tonight at 8 Eastern on ABC.
It's a nice rematch over in the American, right? UCF going back down to Tulane. I like the rematch.
2nd down and 12. Finn gets away from the first man and now throws it downfield, but this is going to come back because he was across the line of scrimmage. Bodies strewn about behind him, but he was a good 2 or 3 yards ahead.
Yeah, they're making him work a little bit. That was Vonnie Watkins, number 17, with the clear path to the quarterback, just couldn't get him down. And you're seeing just how slippery DeQuan Finn is earlier in his game. A couple of missed sacks by the Ohio defense, but the pressure that Finn's able to put on them as he gets out of the pocket.
Illegal forward pass, offense, number 7. 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Loss of down, 3rd down.
This is one of those situations too, Beth. I talked about earlier, DQ, use the crew, right? One of my keys to the game here is that don't try to do too much. Championship game, big environment, back home here in Detroit, and you try to make the perfect play. Just make the play. And I think that's what his coach is going to tell him when he gets to the sideline after this drive. Just make the right play. You don't have to make the perfect play.
That's the loss of down, too. So 3rd and 15. Getting a new signal in from the sideline. Play clock is down to 5. Just does get it off. Has some time. Looking downfield. And now we'll scramble with it. And he's out to the 45-yard line, well short, and it's going to be 4th down. Good coverage downfield for the Bobcats.
And this is not a sight I think Ohio Bobcat fans want to see. Key Thompson, their all-everything defensive player, he was running a stunt. He's the left end and then comes all the way across, but for some reason he just falls immediately to the ground, and that's why Finn was able to get to the outside.
We will take the break as well and be back in a moment. Now the punting unit coming on for the Rockets with the 7-0 lead. Unfortunately for the Ohio Bobcats, their defensive leader, Key Thompson, had to leave with an apparent injury. He has gone into the tent on the sideline. Getting an evaluation there from the team doctors and athletic trainers. Jonathan Batsky will punt it away. He launches that. It's going to drop inside the 10 and take a good hop for Toledo. They'll down it at the 5. Delancey with the coverage and a punt of 50 yards. Both punters showing up big here in the first quarter.
Putting on a clinic tape.
Let's take a look at today's road test brought to you by Goodyear. And the actual road to the MAC championship for Ohio, winners of 5 titles, but the last one was 1968. Literally had to go through Toledo, Kirk, to get here. The Rockets looking for a 12th MAC championship and their 2nd in 5 years. As you look at the Bobcats head coach, the coach of the year this season in the MAC, Tim Albin. With his band of over-believers, not overachievers, is what he told us this week. C.J. Harris and company, a 3-and-out the first time they had it. Backs to the goal line, and the run for C.A. Bangura out to the 10-yard line.
We talk about the keys to the game for Ohio. Number one is pass the microphone, like an 80s boy band. That's what I'm talking about, Beth. Pass the microphone, meaning every one of the skill position guys have to be a part of this group. So everyone has to do your part, okay? And then FIO, figure it out. They've got to figure out how to turn the ball over. They have to get turnovers defensively. Maybe a little tough now with Key Thompson out. They got to find ways to get the turnovers.
Almost had one that first possession.
They almost had one. They got to create more turnovers and get Finn and the offense of Toledo off the field.
Harris will throw it to the outside. It's caught for a first down out to the 20 with James Bostic. The grad transfer from Vanderbilt out of Fort Lauderdale and a gain of 10.
I think that's sort of the theme of the wide receiving group. You mentioned it, right? It's a group that is considered portal and youth. A lot of grad transfers, a lot of guys who've entered the portal, but you also have some young guys. They got to come up big today here for Ohio.
Sam Wiglis is the other transfer from Ohio State. He's their lead receiver, number 12. Run a little option. And on the reverse, here comes Jacoby Jones. And across the 25, takes a good stick there. Let's take a look at our MAC Conference Spotlight, brought to you by T-Mobile, and the Rocket defense has some stars.
Yeah, these are all the first-team performers. Ejuan Johnson probably should have been the Defensive Player of the Year in the MAC, but hey, I didn't have a vote. But Dallas Gant, the linebacker as well, Quinyon Mitchell, a nice-looking cornerback on the outside, and Maxon Hook, the strong safety. You're going to see these guys early, often throughout this football game. 3
other guys on the second team, so that's nearly the entire starting unit.
Yeah, a ton of highlights on my game board here.
A broken tackle and a first down catch for Jones out to the 40-yard line to move the chains and a gain of 14.
Yeah, he missed the tackle. That was Nate Bauer, number 6. He's one of those second-team all-conference guys. But this is what I think Ohio wants to do. High percentage throws, catch and run elements. Utilize the ability to make a guy miss and turn a small play into a big play.
It's the number 1 pass defensive unit with the most interceptions in the MAC this year under the direction of Vince Karras, the third-year defensive coordinator. Run up the middle for 2 for C.A. Bangura. His motto, 11 as 1.
Yeah.
And their one job to do today is try and make C.J. Harris a little uncomfortable at quarterback.
Yeah, they want to make him uncomfortable. They want to keep him in the pocket. And they know, look, this is a football team. You know, the Frank Solich-esque of Ohio, the former coach there. They run a lot of option, too.
Ball is out, pops in the air, and it's actually caught by Bangura. DeAndre Reagan got to the quarterback, and a loss of 4.
What a move by Reagan on the outside. Reagan came through with a nice little double swap. Got through and knocked the ball in the air. You almost hope that Bangura knocked it down. That was a loss on the play.
Yeah.
If he doesn't catch that football, it just goes down as an incomplete.
Because that was a pass attempt and not a fumble. 3rd down and 12. They need to get to midfield. They'll run the draw. And they won't get there. Out to the 43, and that's it. Dallas Gant, the leading tackler, and the transfer from Ohio State with the stop, and they force the punt.
Yeah, another good series for the Toledo defense. Finding ways to get off the field, right? They did their job. 3rd and long. If this continues to be something for the Ohio offense, they're going to have to push the ball down the field a little bit more. But 3rd and longs, definitely what Toledo defensively, it was part of their game plan.
End over end on the kick, and the fair catch at the 14-yard line for Adam Beal. And a flag down after the 43-yard punt. I believe the coverage may have gotten a little too close. No. The official just pointed at the Rockets.
Yeah, the Rockets. I thought it would be more on the Ohio side. We'll figure this one out. I think he may have mistaken
Kick catch interference.
There we go.
Team number 31.
There we go.
There it is.
15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Let's check in now with Matt Barry in the studio.
Good afternoon. Happy Championship Saturdays. We have the AT&T countdown to the CFP Championship update. What a drive for TCU. Quentin Johnson healthy here, 53 yards from Max Duggan. Set this thing up for a 12-play, 91-yard drive that culminated in a touchdown. Right now, Hypno-toed up 7-0 in the Big 12 Championship.
Well, TCU looking for that unbeaten regular season and a Big 12 championship and a spot in the playoff.
Is it the Big 12 championship or the Purple Rainbow? I call it the Purple Rainbow. How many times you get two teams that wear purple? The Kansas State Wildcats versus the TCU Horned Frogs.
Big day today, of course, for TCU, Georgia, and Michigan, all trying to stay perfect and grab the top 3 spots in the playoff. That 4th one now up for grabs with USC's pasting at the hands of Utah last night.
Yeah, it's kind of basically similar to the United States men's soccer team, right? If you win, you advance. So this is the knockout round, it feels like today.
Offense number 40. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Key Thompson is out of the tent, helmet back on, telling the coaches he's ready to go. Let's see if he gets back in there. Always a good sign for a guy to have his helmet. Stormy?
Yeah. Limping, was trying to work it out, did some grapevines, some different high knees and stuff, continued to try to work it out. And like you said, trying to make his case with the coaches on both ends of the field here, guys. We'll see if he gets back in.
He appeared to get hurt on not 1 but 2 successive plays before he departed. Stewart showing a good change of direction here in the first half, but this looks like it's coming back.
Yeah, they're going to get Nick Rossi, the right tackle. I know they got a good wrestling program in the MAC as well. But this time, Nick Rossi just slammed the defensive end for Ohio. That's easy
Holding, offense number 73. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, 2nd down.
Yeah, they had to move him into right guard earlier in the ball game. And Thompson is back out on the field. They call him their Tony Soprano.
Right.
And in a good way, meaning
in a good way,
the unquestioned leader of this bunch.
Yeah, when he talks, everyone listens. And he's got so much respect on his football team. Nobody wants to let him down.
Stormy?
This is the end of the first quarter.
That'll take care of the first quarter. More from Stormy on the other side. Now look at the Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation here in Detroit. Collectibles dating back to the early 1900s from Henry Ford himself. You're watching the MAC Football Championship on ESPN, presented by Marathon as a part of Dr. Pepper Championship Week. That's the trophy they're playing for today. Ohio in black, Toledo in white. The Rockets with the 7-0 lead and looking at a 2nd down and 18 to open up this second quarter. Quarterback run out to the 25 for DeQuan Finn. Coming back from a couple of late season injuries, an upper body and an ankle, to be out there with his guys and trying to prevent the Bobcats from ending a 54-year championship drought. That's what's at stake for Ohio today. Their first title since 1968.
In positions like this is where advantageous for the defense. Ohio has done their work. Nice job on 1st down. They were able to stop the 2nd down run of the quarterback. Now you get the 3rd and 15.
Finn, pressure up the middle. Pedals backward, heaves it up for grabs, incomplete, out at the 38. Intended for Jamal Turner. Houston had the break up and it's 4th down, and another injured player for Ohio.
Yeah, hopefully it's Thompson. Again, he goes down, and I think he's trying to gut it out. He's a guy who's been banged up throughout this game, and they need him. That's their leader. Being a guy on that defense, when you see your leader down, it does pick up the defense. No one wants to let this guy down.
Oh, the senior from Barberton, Ohio. He redshirted in 2018, was a starter in 2019, only played 2 games in 2020, and didn't play at all last year, and fought through all that adversity. A leg injury that has bothered him throughout his career, and unfortunately may have come back into play today. You see the emotion on Key's face. Their leading tackler this year.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where here's a guy who's battling. He knows how important this game is. This is the reason why everyone respects him. He's the key to that defense. And not having him, someone else has to step up. But you don't have to turn the tape on long when you watch the Ohio defense. To me, it's always, who is 38? Because he's on every single play.
Well, and you see Coach, too, trying to shake it off. All the guys know how much Key has been through to be out there today, and unfortunately, he will head back to the locker room. As Batsky punts it away towards Wigless and Torrey Cox. Mishandled by Cox. Did he touch the football? Scooped up by Toledo at the 15-yard line. That's Delancey again with the coverage. The Rockets say Cox might have touched it.
Now, at first glance, it looked like he may have moved his hands. I didn't see a clear touch. And by the reaction of Torrey Cox, had he touched the football, you would see the immediate reaction, I got to go get the football. Never touched it. Never touched it. So for me, the first reaction is the player.
Early on the field, as the receiver did not touch the ball, it was illegally touched by Toledo. First down, Ohio.
Yeah, it does not appear to have gotten a finger on it.
Yeah, I immediately look at number 7, Torrey Cox, right? If he touches the football, he's running, trying to go recover it. When he walks away, that tells me, hey, I didn't touch it.
59-yard punt, so the Bobcats will have it at their own 15. C.A. Bangura, the freshman of the year in the MAC, is the deep guy in the pistol behind C.J. Harris. 10 plays, just 42 yards of total offense so far. And that'll help matters. Out to the 35 and a first down to Miles Cross.
You needed a drive starter for Ohio, and you start with the fake option. You get the defense all the way banged up to the line of scrimmage, and you find the open guy, Miles Cross. That's a nice design as a drive starter for Ohio.
Playing against this defense led by Vince Karras, a Broyles Award nominee as one of the top coordinators in college football. Run out across the 35. He played at Toledo, was an assistant for the legendary Gary Pinkel, and has also spent time on the staffs of Alabama, Miami, and Missouri before coming to Toledo as the DC. Second down and 4 here. Looking to get to the edge is Bangura, and he'll dive forward for the first down. Jackson Barrow on the stop, a gain of 5. 5 carries, 21 yards for CA.
One of the things I'm always impressed with C.J. Harris is his ability to carry out the fake. Because sometimes you got to fake the handoff and take it, but when you do that, it puts pressure on the defense to always have to converge on the quarterback. So when he does hand it off, you get late arrivers to the football for the tackle.
First and 10. Down to 3 on the play clock. Down to 1. They don't get it off.
Delay game. And this is one of the things I saw on film this week and watching a ton of Ohio offense. It's a confirmation with the sideline, meaning that the quarterback gets to the line of scrimmage, he puts both hands out to confirm.
Charge timeout, Ohio.
Oh, they did get a timeout.
There's no foul.
They try to confirm the actual play, meaning that C.J. Harris sees something, he looks at the sideline and confirms with the
timeout on the field. We'll take it with him. In Detroit, 7-0 Toledo with the lead over Ohio. Bobcats with the football, first and 10 from their own 42. C.J. Harris. A run up the middle for Bangura. stuffed around the 44-yard line. Under the direction of offensive coordinator Scott Isfording, who actually was with Jason Candle at Toledo for 4 years before joining Ohio. His mantra today, take what they give us and then take what we want.
It's good
stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those situations where you know it's going to be about making drives, getting drives together, putting them together, and finding the opportunity to score, and you've got to cash in.
It's been tough so far against this top-ranked Toledo defense. We'll try and throw over the top. Incomplete, almost picked. That was Quinyon Mitchell, who has 5 on the season, including a pair of pick sixes.
Yeah, he's got 5 of them, but he actually had 4 in one game. You get 4 interceptions in one game. That means that the football gods are in your favor, but he's an all-conference player for a reason. And you see the patience. He's got nice size, too. 6 foot, 200 pounds. I don't know how much, if I'm C.J. Harris, I'm looking number 27's way for Toledo.
Too many 3rd and long situations in the first half for the Bobcat O. And just 70 yards of total offense so far. Looking for their first conversion. They'll swing it out to Bangura on the screen, and he's got it. Inside the 45, behind the block of Kirk Danaker for 13 yards.
Oh, what a call. 3rd and long. And you've got a defense trying to rear its ears back, to pin their ears back. They're trying to come through. It stunts up front, but you allow the defense to absorb by the offensive line, throw the screen right behind them, and Bangura knew where to get for the first down.
Miles Cross. Ball popped out, but he's ruled down at the 39-yard line. Tomorrow, don't forget, we've got the exclusive reveal of the college football playoff with those semifinals in the Fiesta and Peach Bowls this year on December 31st on ESPN. The reveal is tomorrow at noon. 4 hours of coverage with Reese and the guys. Are the Ohio State Buckeyes back in it, Kurt?
Oh, he was going to wear that jacket today, right? Oh, he made sure to wear his jacket. He's probably wearing it a lot prouder today than he did yesterday before the USC-Utah game.
Bangura. Not a lot of room to the right side. Darius Alexander, the sophomore from Fort Wayne. Vince Karras told us this week, we like to fit the back 8 off the front 3. And there you see the sign of the day
Yes.
for the Rockets and the Bobcats.
The only Ohio schools playing today, absolutely, 100%. Toledo and Ohio.
Yeah, but the Buckeyes may end up with the last laugh if they get that 4th spot after USC's stunning loss last night to Utah.
This 3rd down, but I'm thinking this is 4-down territory. If you don't get the pickup here on 3rd down, the way this game is going, you got to get points on this drive.
Bangura, does he get a little help from his own line to push him forward? Looks like he got a good spot for the first down.
Starting to get a little chippy down there on the field. But you get the old rugby scrum, right? You get everybody involved. But Bangura, one of the things that you see from the freshman running back, this is his 2nd year. Remember last year they wanted to play him more, but they said, you know what? We can't allow him to burn that red shirt. So now that's why he's a redshirt freshman this year, and you're seeing why he was the freshman of the year. We're given his opportunity. He is a 6 foot, 200-pound running back that gets downhill.
Hagen Meservey, the starting right guard, lost his helmet. He has to come out for a play. Christoph Atkinson in on that right side on first down. They've converted their last 2 3rd downs, keeping this drive alive. More Bangura, staying on his feet, stretches for the 26. Good hard running right up the middle.
Now we're starting to see a little shift in the battle of the trenches. Right, we saw earlier it was the Toledo offense getting their good push and their run game going. This has been about the run game of Ohio this drive.
More of the same and another first down. Oh, and there's some pushing and shoving, and that might have been a punch thrown.
Yeah, it was. That was a punch. Martez Pointer, 59. Yeah, you can raise your hands up, but that's right there in front of the official. He's definitely played his last play in the MAC championship game. Hey, Alvin, he's seeing the same thing that I think we all saw.
Player was down on the ground and Pointer was over the top of him. And that's what he says right there. That was a fisted punch down on my guy.
I said things were getting chippy down there. Like the play before, you saw it was just a little bit of fisticuffs going on. And the officials got to take control of this game right now. There's, both sides starting to feel the tension of what's going on, what's at stake.
And it's right there, bottom of your screen. That's Parker Titsworth, the starting center. And it wasn't open, it wasn't close-fisted, but it was a shove right to the head of the Bobcat.
The result of the play is a first down. After the play, personal foul, number 69 offense, 15-yard penalty, 1st and 10.
Wow, they're calling it on Parker for pulling him down onto the ground.
Wow. Parker Titsworth, the center.
But what about the swing post-play?
So usually it's always the second guy that gets caught. Probably the first time I've ever seen. Wow. It's the first guy who got caught, not the second guy. So they use number 69, Titsworth, the center, as the instigator instead of Pointer, who retaliated.
Wow.
Wow. Did not see that one coming at all.
Boy, did the Rockets get a break there.
That's a huge break. But again, first down inside the 40 for the Ohio offense.
No review from upstairs on that. The throw, downfield, caught at the 10. And lunging down to the 4 is Will Kazmarek. It's 1st and goal, Ohio.
It's all about the option look. Watch the linebackers and the safety. They all creep up to the line of scrimmage. And Nate Bauer, the safety, who's supposed to be in coverage on 87, Kazmarek, he's not there. And a terrific ball thrown by C.J. Harris. You schemed it up perfectly.
32, and it's 1st and goal. Harris now 8 for 9 for 84 yards.
Timeout, Toledo.
And a timeout called by the Rockets. We'll take the break with them. 7-0 Toledo for now.
The MAC Football Championship on ESPN, presented by Marathon, is brought to you by Taco Bell. Vote for this year's Live Más student section on the Taco Bell app.
The world-famous Fox Theater since 1928 here downtown, hosting the likes of the Count Basie Orchestra, Frank Sinatra, Elvis Presley over the years. Is this the day for the Bobcats to finally break through? 0-4 in MAC championship games. Most recently, 2016 against Western Michigan. They are knocking on the door right here, a chance to tie it. On the 13th play of the drive, it's 1st and goal. On the end around, down to the 1. Max and Hook got Bangura. No, check that. That was Jacoby Jones. And he is now slow to get up.
I think you got to keep an eye on the quarterback here. Get inside the 5-yard line, spreading everybody out, but C.J. Harris, remember, 6'3", 215. Got a little punch to him as well. It's either Bangura or Harris for me.
Second and goal. Bangura, second effort, plowing his way inside the 1, but short. 3rd and goal. Bobcats thought they were in.
It was close. He kept those legs churning. I think he fell into the end zone, but after forward progress was already stopped. It's a good push by this offensive line of Ohio. And I think they want to call timeout to take another look.
That's a touchdown.
Ruling on the field that the runner was short of the goal line is under further review.
Well, this is a difficult one because when they called the play dead, you call it from that spot. So forward progress had already been stopped.
Well, no,
so that's the difficult part.
I don't know if the whistle, though, was on the first contact.
Yeah, but that's the difficult part.
I think they ruled him down. They lost the butt conversation on the turnover. I think they're going to win the butt conversation on this one.
It's about when does the whistle blow. You know, honestly.
Certainly shouldn't have right there.
Absolutely. But now you've got a sea full of bodies. And this is the hard part of the angle of the camera.
Watch the knees will stay up. And it's going to be the backside down first. And the ball appears to be across the goal line.
Close. Close. Is it enough to call a touchdown?
After review, the runner reached the goal line for a touchdown.
82 yards in 14 plays. They had it for over 7 minutes with a pair of crucial third down conversions to keep it going.
Yeah, that big 3rd and 8 right there in the middle of the field. The screen pass to Bangura, and it was the run game all the way down, and just the perfect shot of seeing Bangura extend the football, just hit the tip of the goal line. That was enough for the touchdown.
12th rushing touchdown of the season for the freshman. Extra point from Vacos is good.
Gets to sign the hat. Bangura putting the hat on. Hard work here in Detroit.
Ohio tying up the MAC championship at 7 as we welcome you back to Detroit. It's V-Week here at ESPN as we continue to raise awareness and funds for cancer research. I had the pleasure of getting to know Ohio freshman offensive lineman Jake Skelly this week, whose world was turned upside down when he was diagnosed with leukemia in 2020 at just 17 years old. A day after he committed to play football for the Bobcats, told me how surreal and scary that time was for he and his family, getting the news, going through chemotherapy.
Kickoff into the end zone, out to the 25 for Toledo. Stormy?
And he also gave, guys, some pretty sage advice for anyone else out there who's battling cancer or knows someone who is.
Try to remain positive for yourself and for them, because that's something that helped me. When you're trying to, I don't know, talk to somebody who has this stuff, it's kind of hard to just talk about it without getting sad. But, they don't want that. Me as a person, I wanted to be happy because, I wasn't going to let this beat me. I was going to beat it.
Oh, terrific stuff from Skelly. Jaquez Stewart carries for 1. It is V-Week here at ESPN, and when we partner with the V Foundation to highlight the urgent need for cancer research, we also need your help. This is game-changing research that saves lives. You can join the fight against cancer by visiting v.org/donate. 100% of your donation goes directly to cancer research. The throw is incomplete. Stormy?
And Beth, I'm also just really happy to say about Jake, he has been in remission for some time now, and just such a special young man who is thrilled for his team to be on this stage today.
It was an impressive game-tying drive. Showing us his agility right there that they scored. They had the ball for over 7 minutes. And a touchdown for C.A. Bangura, and now the defense trying to get it right back. One for 3 on third downs here in the first half for Toledo. DeQuan Finn batted down. It's 4th down. Kyle Kelly, one of the linebackers in there to replace the injured Key Thompson, as well as Jack McCrory.
Oh, love the delay by Jack McCrory. He's lined up on the end, but he allows the defensive tackle to go first. And then he loops around. He's wide open for the quarterback, showing off his leaping ability, Beth, and bats that pass down, saying, I can also play for the volleyball team, the men's volleyball team at Ohio, the way he got up there and spiked that one down.
Back-to-back 3 and outs for the Bobcat D. Boot is away. And immediately taken down at the 35-yard line. Wigless, a couple yards on the return, 39 yards on the punt.
The College Football Playoff semifinals and the College Football Playoff National Championship on ESPN. Aflac.
Hey, time now for today's Aflac trivia question. 4 former MAC head coaches have gone on to win multiple FBS national championships. Can you name all 4? Of course, the MAC has been a great jumping off point for a lot of the legends of the game. 4 of them have won not one, but multiple.
I can think of 2 for sure.
I think it's probably 2 recent and 2 a little older ones.
Yeah.
We'll give you time to think about it. Option right, the toss, Harris to Bangura. CA, who's got the touchdown, also came into the day closing in on a 1,000-yard rushing season. Needs 116 to get there. He's got 12 carries for 44 yards here in the first half.
Yeah, but he's better running in between the tackles. He's not an outside runner. Between the tackles is where Bangura is at his best.
Meanwhile, his quarterback, C.J. Harris, 9 for 10, 87 yards through the air. They have now surpassed the Rockets for total offense here in the first half. Terrific fake by Harris, and he's got the first down across the 46. And a gain of 10.
So again, I talked about those play fakes and the way that he runs them out. And he gets an outstanding block by Alec Burton, the tight end. See, everybody goes and bangs on and tries to corral Bangura, and yet no one's there for the quarterback. This is an outstanding job of mixing the downhill run, but with the quarterback option to the outside.
1st and 10. Throwing deep, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20-yard line, Nate Bauer. And it's the 12th interception of the season for this Rocket defense.
And that was an easy one. I tell you this, walking over here to the stadium, I saw Comerica Park over there, and that was a center fielder, Nate Bauer. He played center field on that play.
That's a can of corn.
Yeah, he watched that quarterback's eyes, and all he does is just race to the outside. That ball needs to be thrown more toward the sideline. Just give him more room and more space. That ball's too far to the inside where Nate Bauer could recover from his center field safety position for the interception.
All right, let's see if they can work the turnover as they get the football back. Stewart with a flag thrown behind him. Runs for a couple.
Holding, offense number 62. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, first down.
Kelvin Aitman, who's the new starter today. He started early in the season. He moves up at left tackle. Mitchell Berg has moved over to right tackle, and Nick Rossi has moved inside to right guard for this O-line today.
That's a big chain he's got on.
That's a big chain.
That's a big. Yeah, that's the real links right there. Well, that's the opportunistic defense for Toledo, but can their offense now cash in?
Got to be some concern. They've had back-to-back 3-and-outs, and now the penalty sets them back inside the 10. Incomplete, the pass from Finn behind Devin Maddox, and it's 2nd down and 20.
I think you got to love the discipline for Ohio's defense. Everybody's just standing, doing their job, forcing the quarterback to have to make decisions back there.
All right, I think we got Urban Meyer recently.
I got Urban Meyer.
And Nick
He's
Saban
at Bowling Green.
recently.
Yeah, he's at Bowling Green and won multiple championships. Nick Saban.
I got to go, well, Woody Hayes.
Woody Hayes.
And I think it's Eric Parsegian would be my 4th at Notre Dame.
Yeah, I know Saban was in there for sure. Look at Woody Hayes, absolutely.
Good athletic trivia. Of course, Miami of Ohio, that cradle of coaches, and the rest of the league has churned them out as well. Good stuff on 2nd down. Let's send it to the studio.
Hi, Beth. Some drama developing in Arlington, Texas. Big 12 championship. Malik Knowles here on the end around. Big gain for Kansas State. Kept the drive moving for Will Howard, quarterback, to clean it up with a keeper. Right now, Kansas State up 14-7.
My goodness, will 2 of the top 4 lose this weekend after USC's loss in the Pac-12 final last night? Looking at a 3rd and 20 for the Rockets And the throw is caught out at the 27-yard line by Jerwan Newton, and he looks to be right at the line to gain.
Well, he got it. That's a first down.
First down, Rockets.
It started with the protection up front, and they only rushed 3, Ohio did. And finding the open man was DeQuan Finn. I think this is more about the speeding up, trying to hurry up and snap and get the play in before the officials try to review the play. Not everybody was set.
Big conversion and a gain of 20.
False start, offense number 8. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And they follow that up with Devin Maddox, the receiver.
It was the big conversion. And they tried to rush and head up before the officials could stop the play because they thought he may have been short, but he actually had the line to gain. That was a huge pickup on 3rd and long.
Jason,
and now they backed up 5 yards.
Candle's background, of course, he's the former OC here at Toledo under Matt Campbell before he took over the job. Before that, an assistant at D3 powerhouse Mount Union.
And I'm wondering, because of that play, does that now allow the replay booth to take a look at that 3rd down
Ruling on the previous
play again?
was that the runner made a first down.
Yes,
the play
it
is
does.
under further review.
There it goes. So it actually backfired on Toledo because there was actually no play ran because of the false start. So now the officials have to come back and see where was forward progress stopped for Maddox on that first down catch.
They take a look at the review. When we talked to Jason Campbell this week, you know, his thinking was, hey, the back-to-back losses to kind of stumble into this championship game.
Correct.
He wasn't worried about that. You win today, that's all forgotten.
Yeah. He said,
and you move on. He said, this is the moment that we've prepared for right from day one of practice. And we got here, and you got to make the most of it. And he had a great line. He said, it's time to show our championship character as they try to win for the 2nd time in 5 years.
Yeah. The last 2 weeks don't mean a thing. Jerwan Newton, now where is he at with? Wow, that's going to be a tough one.
I think he landed on the body of the defender and rolled for the first.
Yeah, but when the knee goes down, where are you going to mark the football? Right, you mentioned it. He rolled over an Ohio defender, but where will they place the football when the knee eventually touches the ground? This is going to be a tough call to overturn, right? Because the call on the field
does go down before.
Right. Remember, the call on the field was a first down. So I don't know if I've seen enough evidence there to tell me to change the call. I think you have to stick with the call on the field.
Yep, I think it's going to stay.
Those are always the difficult reviews because it's where do you truly put the football down when he was down. Looks like that ball was right there at the line to
He
game.
hit the 39,
which
and
the
that's
runner
where he
made
got
the first
to.
down is confirmed. After the play, there was the false start, so it's first down and 15 for Toledo.
Wow, it's a big pickup, though. You talk about probably punting out of your own end zone and now have a little bit of breathing room and maybe try to put a drive together, a little 4-minute offense, because to start the second half, Ohio gets the football.
It's been a resilient bunch. They got roughed up a bit in the non-conference. They've been tested by injuries, most notably at that quarterback position. And their last 5 games have all been one-score affairs. So they're accustomed to situations like this in a tie ball game, and Jamal Turner makes the catch, gets some of that yardage back. He gains 11.
Oh, shifty Jamal Turner, number 9. He's the tight end, 6'6", 6'3", 245 pounds. And now another defender down for Ohio. And that's
starting cornerback Torrey Cox. They've already lost Key Thompson, their leader on D.
This is another tough one. Because now you're talking about the outside players. Like Tariq Drake, number 11, he's the guy that brings the calm back there. He's the all-conference safety. And he gets everybody lined up, so not having Torrey Cox probably available, we'll see what the injury is for him, but hopefully he's able to return to this game.
We are underway on our championship Saturday. 2 games going on right now with the MAC championship as well as the Big 12 title game. Kansas State, the 14-7 lead over TCU. Still to come. Up next on ESPN, it's Coastal and Troy for the Sun Belt title. Tonight on E2, Southern and Jackson State, the SWAC championship. Last game for Dion before he heads to Colorado.
Reportedly, allegedly.
Allegedly, reportedly. And back-to-back on ABC for you. 4 Eastern, it's UCF Tulane. And then the ACC final, Clemson and Carolina.
Interesting, right? With Dion, Coach Prime.
Slinging it out to Jawan Newton, and it's a first down, Toledo.
It's funny, right? Torrey Cox, the starting corner, goes out. Where does Finn go with the football? He goes right to the backup.
Roman
goes right at him.
Attack that. And it's Newton again making hay for another first down.
Yeah, and this time they actually put the left corner over to the right, Burchett, and they still went right at him. So right now, Finn in a zone in his drive.
He's 8 for 12 here in the first half, 93 yards. He'll throw again. Good block pick up by Micah Kelly, the running back, and Finn down to the 41-yard line. Kyle Kelly with the tackle.
Yeah, it's just about protecting the football if you're DeQuan Finn. You protect the football, gives you an opportunity to have a time to throw the ball down the field. They want to take some shots down the field. They feel like they have the advantage on the outside with their skill position players. And this is that shot territory, right in between the 40 and the 50-yard line where you may take a shot down the field at 2nd and 5.
And the Rockets want a timeout.
30-second charge timeout, Toledo, their second of the half.
That'll be their second. And back to Matt Berry in the studio.
All right, coming up on the Lexus halftime report, TCU getting tested right now in the Big 12 against Kansas State. We'll have that coming up. Plus the fall of Troy last night in the Pac-12. And what about the Dogs D? What's it going to take for LSU? Jesse Palmer, Joey Galloway join me coming up. How was it already Championship Saturday? Your halftime needs coming up in just a couple minutes.
Thanks a lot, Matt. Looking forward to you and Joey and Jesse.
The crew. Oh, Joey's excited, right? Joey's puffing his chest out a little bit. The Ohio State Buckeyes now alive. They've got a heartbeat.
They would be next in line if USC tumbles out of the top 4. 2nd and 6 here for the Rockets, looking for the lead before the half. Final 2 minutes. Finn gets up on her center, and now we'll step back alongside Micah Kelly.
Yeah, checking protection with that tight end, Jamal Turner in.
Gotta hurry. 1 on the play clock. Just barely did get it off. Kelly down to the 36. I thought the Bobcats wanted him to take a look at that. Just shy, it would appear, of the line to gain.
Where you're trying to put the perfect play in. And I think that DeQuan Finn did get the look that he wanted, tries to change the play at the line of scrimmage to go with the run play because of the numbers. So that was more about trying to check to the right play than running the play that was called in out of a timeout.
3rd and 1. The give is to Kelly. He's got the edge. First down to the 30-yard line.
And now the clock is in play. The clock stops. About a minute left. Remember, you still have the 1 timeout if you're Toledo. So still not a chance to start hurrying up. No panic just yet.
Quick on the snap. Trouble for Finn. Rallies out of it, and we'll throw it away. Good pressure from the Bobcats coming at him. Led by Kyle Kelly and Shane Bonner.
You just got to keep the quarterback in front of you. That's what I'm telling. If I'm Spence Nowitzki, the defensive coordinator for Ohio, we have to keep DeQuan Finn in front of us. Do not allow him out there on the edges where he can buy time and allow these receivers to open up, especially in the end zone.
Spence Nowitzki calls this group the Mutts. Says we don't have any superstars, but we got 11 quality guys on the field.
Come on, make a play. Make a play right there.
Trouble behind the line for Blancomsi, and he's trying to get out of it. And not only does he lose yardage, but he loses valuable time off the clock, which stops or continues to run, just 30 seconds to go in a loss of 6.
And you got to call timeout now. So now not only a wasted
30
play, but now you also wasted timeout.
Third and final of the half.
What a much we're barking there.
Yeah, you got to know when the journey's over. But did you count how many black shirts were in that final picture? I mean, it feels like the whole entire defensive unit was in on that tackle. And this is where Blankenship has to know, just go down, get to the next play. You mentioned valuable time loss.
Week 13 of your NFL Sunday begins with the Countdown crew at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on ESPN. They're going to go all access with Justin Jefferson. Plus a look at how the Dolphins' Mike McDaniel is making a Miami masterpiece. All the latest injury updates for you. NFL Sunday Countdown tomorrow morning. And, of course, after a busy day, you get ready for Monday Night Football. And it's Tom Brady and the Bucs taking on the Saints from Raymond James Stadium, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And the Manning cast is back as well on ESPN2 Monday night.
That's usually a chippy one, Beth, by the way, on Monday night. Dennis Allen, head coach of the Saints.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Brady.
the Eli brothers. They get a little chippy,
Yeah, they
too.
get a little chippy, too. Yeah.
Eli brothers, the
big matchup
brothers.
on Sunday. Sauce Gardner versus Justin Jefferson. Got some matchups this weekend in the NFL.
3rd down and 17. It would be a 55-yard field goal from here. The Rockets also one of the best in the country if they need to go for it on 4th down.
False start.
And they will not get this play off. False start.
False start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Boy, after they moved it up the field, they're hurting themselves.
Yeah, but the thing is, for me, I'm confused is you're coming out of a timeout. So out of a timeout, you should be on the ball, ready to snap the football. They're still trying to find the right play. Why am I lining up and still trying to make checks at the line of scrimmage?
Seconds to go. No timeouts left for Toledo. Finn steps up. Gonna run with it. Inside the 30. Looking to get out of bounds, and he does. Stops the clock with 21 seconds to go. And now it's 4th down.
And that's just a heady play by the quarterback. Nice job of seeing, hey, everything's covered. Get what you can and get out of bounds. Tuck the football and get out of bounds.
Well, he gets 16 yards to get him back into field goal range for Thomas Clucky. 10 of 14 on the year. This would be a season-long 44-yarder. Got the leg and the accuracy. Toledo takes the 10-7 lead, 16 seconds to go.
It's a good drive. May not have been the drive that they wanted. They wanted this one to end in the end zone, but it was a drive that got them points. And to know that Ohio will have the football to start the second half, that's a good drive to build on and go in at halftime and make some adjustments.
13 plays, 55 yards in 4.5 minutes.
I mean, think about how huge was that first down all the way back inside the 20-yard line. You know, they barely got the first down on that huge play by Jerron Newton, and now to be able to drive down, make some plays, and get points. Really, that's their first time getting points in a long time, since the beginning of the game.
First possession was when they scored the touchdown.
I'm like, they haven't put themselves on the board.
The 20 into the 25 for Keegan Wilburn. And the Bobcats likely to take a knee here, and then they will get the kick to start the second half. And we had a flag as well way back at the line of scrimmage. Offsides on the kicking unit. Rockets have gotten a bit sloppy here in the final minute of the half. With the penalties that stalled that last drive.
Offside, kicking team number 12. 5-yard penalty be added from the end of the return, first down.
Don't know that that will change things here on the snap. championship game has reached the midway point. The Toledo Rockets 10, the Ohio Bobcats 7. Championship action from Ford Field in Detroit. Time now for our halftime report. Matt Berry, Joey Galloway, and Jesse Palmer.
Presented by Lexus. Experience amazing. You're watching Dr. Pepper Championship Week.
Welcome back to the MAC Football Championship on ESPN, presented by Marathon as part of Dr. Pepper Championship Week. Beautiful day here in downtown Detroit. We are at Ford Field, set to crown a MAC champ. Toledo with the lead over Ohio 10-7. Beth Mullins along with Kirk Morrison, Stormy Bonatoni. And it was the defenses really in that first half that controlled the play, Kirk.
Right, we came in, was like, okay, the best defense in the MAC, Toledo, versus the offense of Ohio, the #1 offense. But it's been both defenses today, Beth, that have really taken stage. Outside of that first drive for Toledo, they went 75 yards, scored a touchdown. But since then, they've really been stagnant. I got to give the props to the Ohio defense. Without their key defensive player, Key Thompson, they made a stand. So this has become a defensive struggle in the first half.
We'll see if it continues that way in the second. Bobcats set to receive the opening kick here in the third. Keegan Wilburn back deep. He of the 98-yard kick return for a touchdown in their Fordham game earlier this year. Thomas Cluckey set to kick it away. The difference, the field goal on that final possession for the Rockets in the first half. Over now across the 20 and tripped up out to the 24. Stormy?
Well, but this Ohio football team is only down 3 with a whole half of football to go and a championship on the line. And head coach Tim Albin told me coming out of the locker room, it's time for his group to go take it. His message to his players in this one was just, you've worked your tail off to get here. It's within your grasp. Go take it. These are the 2 best teams in the conference, 2 defenses that are playing outstanding. This is going to... Offensively, they need to take some shots and establish the inside run here early.
Yeah, there was a definite lack of big plays from both sides. In fact, only 3 plays combined over 20 yards in that first half. Keep it on the ground here, out to the 28 for C.A. Bangor.
Is that coach talk when he say tail off? Because I know I would probably use more choice words, probably not for television or not for children's ears, but yeah, you got to get the attention of your team that if you want this game, you got to go out there and take it.
On second down, incomplete. Intended for Bostic. Yeah, they lost their opener in MAC play this year to Kent and then ran off 7 wins in a row, including the essential playoff game last week to get into the final and to win the MAC East.
It was win and you're in, and it was because of the shoulders. They were on C.J. Harris. He's got to take this game over in the second half.
Empty set here with 5 wide on 3rd and 5. Harris will step up, and he won't get there. Back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Nate Bauer corralled him, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, Nate Bauer holding up that fist. He's saying 4th down. He's looking over at that sideline saying 4th down. That's a big stop to start this second half defensively for Toledo. We talked about the way this game is going. It's going to be a defensive struggle throughout. As you just seen right there on a 3rd down play, Bauer was right there for the tackle.
That is number 91, Jamal Hines, the senior edge rusher from Cincinnati. And one of their career sack leaders, one of those 7 guys that got all conference honors this year, 1st and 2nd team.
Yeah, it was funny talking to Vince Karras, the defensive coordinator for Toledo, as they announced the all-conference team while we were speaking to him. He had no idea. So congratulations, coach. You had 7 guys on the 1st team and 2nd team. He said, wait, what? Really? And then when you go on the opposite side, you tell that to Tim Albin, And it was like, well, I pretty much think that the entire defense for Toledo probably could have been on those first, second, and third teams. That's how good Toledo was defensively.
Yeah, that's Vince Karras, their co-DC, Craig Kuligowski, Coach Cool.
That's a big 3-and-out, though, to start the second half for Toledo.
Kick is away. The Rockets will stay away from it. And down at the 20. This is the 7th time in the championship game for Toledo. They're 3-3 with their most recent win coming under Jason Candle in 2017. Goes back to 2001 when it was Toledo and Marshall almost every year. 2004 over Miami. And then they beat Akron 5 years ago.
I just love how he talked about being here in the championship where they lose their final 2 games of the season. Everybody thinks the world is caving in on them. But he said there's a local picture and a global picture when it comes to our football team. Globally, everyone says, oh, it's chaos. But locally, we're right where we want to be in the championship game, up 3 in the third quarter.
First possession of the second half for the Rockets. And they'll run with it. The quarterback, DeQuan Finn. Cannon Blauser got him. No Key Thompson and no Torrey Cox. So a starting linebacker and a starting cornerback sidelined with injuries in that first half for Ohio. Jaquez Stewart starts out the half at tailback. Pressure coming up the middle. Finn able to run away from it. And out across the 25 to the 26-yard line. It'll be third and manageable. Alvin Floyd took him down.
Yeah, also nice job by Zach Sanders coming in late, number 19. He's in coverage, and he just keys in on Finn, pulls him down by the shoelaces. That's what you want. It's going to be about rallying. You mentioned the guys who are out, Beth, on defense for Ohio. It's about rallying to the football is how you're going to help with the guys who are missing.
The numbers for Finn, 86 passing, 68 rushing. 3 of 7 so far today on third downs. Blitz coming up the middle. Finn extends, cuts it back, and he's got a chance. Wow. First down, DeQuan Finn for the Rockets.
Yeah. That's all DQ. That's all DQ. He's stopped in the backfield. The initial where he wanted to go with the football was to Turner, the tight end. He was double teamed. So now this is where the athletic ability of DeQuan Finn turns into a negative play into a first down.
Ran a long way to get 8 yards to move the sticks.
That's a huge play where I think this half is about first downs. Both sides of the ball, Ohio, Toledo. When you have off, it's about counting the first downs, I think, for the rest of this game.
Short gain on the run for Micah Kelly.
I think both teams slowing the pace down a little bit. This isn't a hurry up. This isn't try to get as many plays in as possible. It's about getting lined up at the line of scrimmage and checking to the right play for what the defense gives you.
139 yards rushing so far for Toledo. Half of that coming from their quarterback. Finn throws to the edge short. Devin Maddox was out there. And now it's third down and 8.
I think that ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Dick Watkins, Vonnie Watkins, number 17, got up to knock it down. But this is the third and long that Ohio's defense, this is what they've been preaching. We want the third and longs to give our rush. You get a little substitution, you get your rush package in for Ohio. And now this is where DeQuan Finn has to utilize the outside guys. Newton has been big for him on third down.
Finn backpedals, throws, shoestring catch by Kelly, and he's slammed to the turf. Zach Sanders forces the fourth down.
Yeah, that's 2 plays on this drive by Zach Sanders. Remember, one was the first time he went grab Finn short of the yard marker, but this is a huge one. This is third down to where he's in an open field. That's an open field tackle by Zach Sanders. There's nobody there. It's one of those, if you don't make it, that's a big first down. You make it, you get off the field.
Wigless stays away from it. Down at the 22-yard line. 10:44 to go here in the third. After the 39-yard punt. Back to work for the Bobcats, down 3. Time now to take a look at this week's college football playoff rankings, brought to you by AT&T 5G. Of course, the big news thus far, USC losing to Utah last night, and TCU trailing Kansas State. So will 2 of the top 4 fall, with Georgia and Michigan still to come later tonight?
It's better to be idle than to play a game.
Yeah,
that's what the theme may be this weekend. Better to be idle than to be in a conference championship.
Let's see if the committee agrees tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Remember, there's never been a 2-loss team make the playoff. And the sack will take down the quarterback Harris. Nate Givhan, the senior out of Montgomery, Alabama, gets there.
That's the first sack of the game. We haven't seen a sack. And Nate Givhan, he just beats on the outside. That's all. It's a nice little rush to the outside. He beats Ambergy, and he's right in for the sack. That's a terrific job. The first sack of the game. And look at him rolling the dice a little bit. Shake him up, pick him up. 7.
Loss of 7.
Look at that.
Second and 17. Harris sticks it in the belly of Bangura, who will get out across the 20 to the 22. Dallas Gant took him down. This is a defensive unit led by, fittingly, numbers 1 and number 2, Johnson and Johnson. Desjuan up front, Deontay alongside Gant and Hines, that linebacking core.
This is a ferocious bunch. This is a noisy bunch, too. I love the way they communicate. They communicate like no other. Always heard a noisy defense is a good defense. That means everybody's on the same page. But you got to be noisy here on third down to communicate, get to the quarterback.
Blitz coming. Harris hit as he releases, incomplete. I believe that was one of the Johnsons. Deontay getting at the quarterback. It's 4th down.
Perfectly timed blitz. Perfect. You can see the safeties and the linebackers, they're creeping. They didn't want to show it, and finally, that ball snapped. You just see the pressure. And I think that's what Toledo wants to do in this half. For the rest of this game, they want to speed up that clock for C.J. Harris.
Defenses have put their stamp on this one so far. Another punt coming here. 9:08 to go in the third. Back-to-back 3 and outs for the Bobcat offense. And already our 3rd punt of the quarter. Room to maneuver for Adam Beal. Cross midfield. Hammered out at the 45. Flags flying all over the place. 20 yards on the return after the 43-yard kick.
Usually get one in the middle of the field right around that holding area. That's what coach is saying. Wait.
During the return, personal foul, number 83, return team. 15-yard penalty from the end of the return, 1st down, timeout.
Jalen Vanderbosch. 10-7 Toledo. They've got the ball when we come back.
The MAC Football Championship on ESPN, presented by Marathon, is brought to you by Popeyes.
The Motown Museum, Hicksville, USA, where stars like the Temptations, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross all got their starts. That is the championship trophy going to either Toledo for the 12th time, the 4th time in the modern era, and for the Ohio Bobcats, it would be a 5th championship, but the very first since 1968. That's what's on the line here this afternoon.
I should have been cruising around with that trophy. That trophy was on a straight tourist trip. I should have been with the trophy. All these cool places that Mac Trophy's been.
So far, the punters have taken center stage here in the second half. Where are the playmakers at? There's one there. Cannon Blaser gets to Jaquez Stewart in the backfield.
Making his presence felt. No Key Thompson. The backup is Cannon Blaser. And all he does is see space, run space. Not available to go out and make the play was Nick Rossi at right guard. When you've got a linebacker, you see space, you go hit it. Nice job by Blaser.
Loss of 4. Daquan Finn has gone the distance so far at quarterback, playing through his injuries. Big burst for Stewart. Switches gears, switches hands, inside the 20-yard line and still going down to the 16. Corralled by Roman Perotti in a run of 48. As Stewart reaches for his hamstring at the tail end of the play.
Yeah, he was probably reaching for it because that thing was in use, and it was good use. This was very similar to the first play or the first drive of the game. It's the vision of Stewart, being able to cut it all the way back. He gets to that second level, and once he gets to that second and third level, he just finds the open grass. Where's the open part of the field? The speed after the vision for Stewart.
Well, that appeared to be a horse collar, too, at the tail. Was that a hoodie that was underneath his jersey there? Yeah. But Stewart is the player that is getting some attention right now. Back in a moment. Let's take a look at the Taco Bell Live My Student section. Student sections across the country are competing to be the Live My Student section of the year all season long. Toledo's won a couple of MAC titles here at Ford Field, looking for another one today. They've got the 10-7 advantage. They are on the move, courtesy of the Jaquez Stewart 48-yard run. He's on the sideline right now, getting some attention for an apparent injury. He has gotten out of the tent, but it's Micah Kelly now in there at tailback. Finn. Bonnie Watkins has been a menace along that front line for the Bobcats.
Yeah, for some reason, Daquan Finn can't get the ball over Bonnie Watkins. Watkins, this is his third time knocking a ball away. So just doing his job, not following the running back, staying to the outside and getting to the quarterback. It's a nice job. He's done that all game long.
Could be big if they can get Stewart back in there. He's averaging 13 yards a carry and is close to 100 on the day. Remains out for now on 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he's been the big play guy. Runs of 29, 11, and 48 for Stewart today.
Finn eludes the rush. Into the end zone, up for grabs and complete. Looking for Turner, the tight end, who's his favorite target down here. And with 8 touchdown catches, that's second most amongst FBS tight ends.
But it's a learning moment for Bryce Houston. Never stop your feet. Bryce Houston, number 32, he's coming in for the quarterback. He stops his feet. That's what Daquan Finn wants you to do. You stop your feet, now he can get to the outside and make a throw to the end zone.
What do you like here on 3rd down? No Jaquez Stewart.
Yeah, but I think the tight end, they haven't utilized the tight end enough. Jamal Turner, he's 6'6", 245. Get him on a safety. I think that's the matchup you have to try to go at.
So far for Turner. They'll try and run for it. Inside the 10 goes Micah Kelly. He's short, it's 4th down.
Wow, that's an interesting call because that tells me.
Is he going to go for it here?
There's
they
a
got
thought.
67%.
Yeah.
Their 4th down conversion rate this year.
But there's a reason why. And Coach Kendall said it. It's the faith in our defense is why I do what I do on 4th down. Huge 4th down call here. I'm going for points. Make this an opportunity for Ohio to try to score a touchdown.
Finn dances, looks, still alive, and then he falls down at the 19. Kai Caesar was chasing, and Finn stumbles and turns it over on downs.
That's the big play of the half. In hindsight, 2020, I felt he should have kicked that one. Get the field goal. Ohio hasn't drove down for a touchdown consistently throughout this game. It's been a struggle for them offensively, and that's an opportunity for points taken off the board. And this defense, the Mutts, that's what they're called, the Ohio defense, corralling, getting to the quarterback.
Bobcats will take over. Back Back-to-back 3-and-outs to start out this second half for C.J. Harris and company. Sam Wiglis, the motion man. Run for a couple with C.A. Bangura.
But this is where we just talked about the faith, though, right? Where Jason Kendall decided, I want to go for a touchdown here, extend our lead. Well, he doesn't get it because he puts it right back on his defense. And so this is a big drive for the Toledo defense to hopefully stop Ohio and get the football back.
C.J. Harris, who's played in 5 games this year and has replaced Curtis Rourke at quarterback. The late season injury knocked out the offensive player of the year in the MAC. Harris down to one knee goes Bostic to make the catch at the 29. They're going to spot him just shy of the line to gain.
And they get right back on the line. C.A. Bangura time here on 3rd and 1.
There's the Maple Missile looking on from the sideline. They'll run for it with Bangura off the right side, and he's got it. First down, Bobcats.
And you hustle up on the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 1. It's the easy call. I'd probably call it CA, because you know that 22 is going to get the football. He knows where the first down marker is.
16 carries, 59 yards for the MAC Freshman of the Year. Rockets showing some edge pressure. The flip to Wiglis on the misdirection. He gets the corner out across the 40, the 50, and down to the 40-yard line. First down, Bobcats, and his first big play of the day, good for 30 yards.
Well, because it was the perfect play call. You mentioned trying to see that edge pressure, but watch 44, the defensive end. DeAndre Reagan, he's right there, but just not enough juice to get to the outside to keep that ball from going to the outside. And Wilgus showing why he's one of the best receivers, the first team all-MAC wide receiver, showing off the speed.
His first touch of the day, and he gets into Rockets territory. Under 5 to go here in the 3rd. More Bangura stuffed after a 1-yard gain.
This has been a game of big plays. Who will find the big play? And Toledo has had some offensively, but it's more for the running game, and they had it more with Stewart. C.J. Harris and his offense for Ohio hasn't found a ton of big plays. That was their biggest play so far today, but they got to get it into the end zone. This is, again, where Jason Kendall put it on his defense. Can they make a hold here after the 4th down stop?
Would be a huge swing. Second and 9, Bangura again, and he's grabbed immediately by Desjuan Johnson, the senior from right here in Detroit. Loss of 2.
Yeah, I call him Piano Man. That's what Desjuan Johnson to me is, because he can play up and down the keys, meaning he can play defensive end, he can play defensive tackle. He's more of a defensive tackle by need, but he's really a stand-up end, that time making a play in the backfield.
2-time All-MAC defender. 3rd down and 11. Empty set. Receiver screen, and it's his running mate, Deontay Johnson, who gets the tackle on Miles Cross. And Johnson are showing up now in the second half.
Yeah, and Johnson, this time Deontay, read it from the beginning. He knew what the play was. It was just about triggering, and he triggered right where the running back was. An outstanding job by Deontay Johnson, reading it, seeing it, and getting it.
Defense forces the punt. Beal with the fair catch at the 10. We got some scoring going on in Dallas. Let's get an update from Matt Barry in the studio.
Okay, Beth, Big 12 championship getting entertaining. Let's start with Kansas State up 14-10. Look at the grab by R.J. Garcia II, 21-10. After Kansas State held TCU, they fumbled the punt. TCU recovers, takes advantage. Kendre Miller gets in. It's what they do. They come back, now down 21-17.
Getting cozy in Arlington,
Good
right?
stuff from the Big 12.
Getting nice and cozy, nice and snug. Got a tight one.
Good news for the Rockets. So you see number 21 in the backfield, Jacquez Stewart, returning to the ball game. Finn throws, bobbled, incomplete, almost picked by Alvin Floyd after it went through the hands of Blankensee.
You hold your breath if you're Toledo, because that should have been picked off. And that ball bounces right off the hands of Blankensee, like you mentioned, and it stayed in the air, felt like forever.
Stewart gets the call. Short yardage coming up at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific over on ABC. Our championship Saturday rolls on. Who you got in the AAC final? Is it UCF or Tulane? Right now the Green Wave in line for that New Year's 6 invite as the highest ranked G5, and then it's Clemson and Carolina for the ACC championship. Third down here. Finn and Stewart. Blitz coming. Pass to the outside, and it is caught. Devin Maddox, first down, Toledo.
What a throw. That's probably the best throw I've seen of DeQuan Finn all game. And look at the protection that he has. Has an opportunity to get in the pocket, go through his progression, but that was a dart to the outside, and Maddox with the toe drag swag for a first down.
Micah Kelly off the right side. Works his way out across the 25 to the 26. Now 186 yards rushing for Toledo today.
And that's what I think they want to lean on as we get close to the fourth quarter. With this lead, knowing that you probably, a touchdown really puts this game away almost, it feels like, the way that Ohio's offense hasn't been able to really sustain drives.
Toledo, last time they had it, worked their way down to the 10-yard line and couldn't convert a fourth down as Micah Kelly picks up for Stewart and gets out across the 40 and a run of 15 yards for a first down.
Yeah, watch the center, 56. Right there in the middle, Devin Rogers gets a little pull, and he gets the nice kick-out block on Cannon Blauser, the linebacker. That was the block that sprung Micah Kelly for the big game.
Final minute of this third quarter. Kelly again. Micah now 9 carries for 40 yards. That his 10th now for 43.
Now we're just going to old school Midwest football now. It just seems like which front, whether it's the offensive line for Toledo or the defensive front of Ohio, which one will give? And at some point, DeQuan Finn's going to keep one of these footballs to keep that defense honest.
Again, slinging it to the outside, right at the line to gain for Jawan Newton. Burchett had the coverage, and looks like the spot will again move the sticks.
It's another terrific throw to the outside. His outside accuracy definitely coming alive here in the end of the third quarter. That's 2 nice throws to the outside, only where his receiver can grab that football as we head to the fourth.
This is the end of the third quarter.
3-point game to decide the MAC championship as we head to the fourth. 10-7 Toledo. You're watching the MAC Football Championship on ESPN, presented by Marathon as part of Dr. Pepper Championship Week. Toledo 10, Ohio 7. Start of the fourth quarter. For the Rockets, looking for a second championship in 5 years. For the Bobcats, it would be their first since 1968. Under legendary coach Bill Hess. Finn, run out of bounds. DeQuan, 12 for 21, 106 yards passing. He's got 69 yards rushing. Stewart with 94 to lead the way for the Toledo offense.
I think the big thing, though, he hasn't turned it over. I think that's what Jason Candle just preached to us. As long as we take care of the football, we feel good about our chances. And they've done that throughout this game.
2nd and 8, Kelly around the bend. Down inside the 40. They continue to play without Jaquez Stewart, sidelined with an apparent injury.
They get into these 3rd and shorts, and we all know that Jason Candle has shown you he'll go for it on 4th down. So more opportunities here, but I think this is where Daquan Finn has to have a good read here, meaning that if everyone converges on the back, this is where he goes to the right side, picks up the 1st down.
On 3rd and 2, they'll get it. Kelly down to the 36, wrapped up by Zach Sanders.
And that's the perfect read. You saw that the Ohio defense crashed on the outside, forcing him to have to hand that ball off. They knew about the quarterback keeper, and that time having to hand it off was Daquan Finn making the right read for a 1st down. See the crash up top? He's like, yeah, let me hand it off.
Here comes the 11th play of the drive. 1st and 10. Edge pressure, they'll run away from it, but Kelly is caught from behind by Bryce Houston. Good speed to catch him from behind. Loss of 3.
Yeah, I'll let you call it. You saw it. That was it, right, Beth? It was just speed off the edge. If you don't block me, I'll go make the play. So I think that's one that Jason Candle will scrap out of the playbook for the rest of this game, because Bryce Houston literally took off and ran down Micah Kelly.
Senior out of Lewis Center, Ohio. It's 2nd and 13. Play action. Heat right up the middle, and they get to him initially. Watkins does, and Finn gets away from it. What a play by Daquan, all the way down to the 31-yard line when it appeared he had been sacked in the backfield.
Man, that's the 2nd time he's done that. He did it earlier in the game where he made a play out of nothing. And this one is just Daquan Finn, 6'2", 210 pounds, and he stays off the ground. Absolutely the ability and the core strength to keep the body up and turn a negative play into another positive. It's been those types of plays that have kept drives alive for Toledo.
Bobcats are screaming. They want the review here on Finn.
They can have the review all they want.
Ohio is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner was not down. The play is under further review.
At first glance, it looked like he kept parts of the body that would make him down by contact off the ground. Regardless of whatever, this unbelievable effort by Daquan Finn.
Review going on. We'll take the break and be right back. Time now for today's Weekend Wake Up, brought to you by Wendy's Breakfast. Doubleheader still to come on ABC with the American Championship and the Atlantic Coast Conference Championship. 4 Eastern and then 8 Eastern tonight on ABC. The review confirms that Daquan Finn did not go down, so that will cost the Bobcats a timeout. And we're looking at a 3rd and 5 here for the Rockets. Finn rifles it downfield, caught at the 15-yard line, and a 1st down for Blankensee.
Getting Daquan Finn on the run, getting him on the move, right? Letting him buy time and locate the guy he wants to throw to, whether it's the underneath or the deep route. He went for the intermediate.
Gain of 15 there, 1st and 10. Kelly, as they fight their way into the red zone. Another long, sustained drive. They had one earlier this half, and it ended with a 4th down stop at the 10-yard line. Coming up is the 15th play of this drive.
It's been some unbelievable plays by Daquan Finn, right? He's been putting this offense on his back throughout this drive.
This is Cannon Blauser, who was the replacement for Key Thompson. They might be looking at losing a couple of guys here as Blauser will get some assistance to his feet. The inaugural Basketball Hall of Fame London Showcase is tomorrow afternoon on ABC, 1 Eastern, for Michigan and Kentucky from the O2 Arena. Coverage begins from London on ABC. Second down and 11. Ball on the Bobcats, 17. Kelly stays in there at tailback. Some movement up front. This is what happened on the last drive down inside the red zone. Penalties.
Ball start, offense number 73. 5-yard penalty, second down.
That's the all-MAC performer, Nick Rossi.
He's had a couple penalties today. False start, had a holding call earlier. But I think it's been the pressure and the movement up front by the Ohio defense that they've had to be ready for.
So back out to the 22-yard line. Chewing up 6.5 minutes off the clock here. Finn pauses and then goes. Knocked down at the 16-yard line by Kyle Kelly, a gain of 6. And here comes a big third down.
A big third down because this could be 4th down territory, but I think Jason Candle knows a field goal is right there for him. He went for the opportunity early to go for the touchdown. The call here tells me what he's thinking, but if I'm Jason Candle, I'm running the football.
On 3rd and 10, Finn throws to the end zone. Wow. Coming back to make the catches, Blankenship. Touchdown, Toledo. Penalty marker in the end zone. Tariq Drake had the coverage.
Wow. You got to have experience in these types of games.
Defense number 11. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
This is the experience of these types of games. Because you say, I've got an opportunity for 3 points. I run the ball, kick the field goal. But Jason Candle, having been in this game, understanding you got to go take it, you got to go win it, puts his quarterback, Daquan Finn, in an opportunity, and they go after the best defender in that secondary in Tariq Drake for a touchdown.
Boy, that's one of those drives that they could be talking about a long time. 16 plays, 90 yards in 7 minutes and 15 seconds.
If you need a play, Daquan Finn puts it up, and Blankenship reels it in. Rockets extending the lead.
The MAC Football Championship on ESPN is presented by Marathon. Get the most out of your drive. And in part by Target. All the gifts for everyone on your list.
17-7, Toledo with the lead over Ohio. 10.5 minutes to go for a MAC championship. As they extend the lead to 10, Beth Mullins along with Kirk Morrison and Stormy Bonatoni here at Ford Field in Detroit. And Kirk, 13 plays, 45 yards so far in this second half for the Bobcats against the top-ranked defense in the league.
Yeah, for Toledo, they've had their game plan working for them, and it's really been their run game. But then more importantly, the second half, they've had 7 first downs compared to the Ohio 2. It's been about their drives, like you mentioned, but more importantly, putting the ball in their quarterback's hands. Daquan Finn making a play for a touchdown on 3rd down.
Oh, a little trickery here on the return. And leaping out across the 35 is Wilburn. Faked the handoff, kept it. Looking for a spark to try and generate some more offense.
Yeah, they got to find the spark because the spark has not been there offensively. Outside of one drive, it's been Daquan Finn, and especially on 3rd down, out to the outside where only his receivers can grab the football. But I think it was this play in which you thought he was down, was a negative play. He turns it into a positive. And on 3rd and 6, he cashes in for the touchdown to Blankenship. This has been all about Daquan Finn in this running game and the faith of Jason Candle in his defense.
Pitch to Bangura, sniffed out by the Rockets defense. Boy, even more pep in their step now with a 10-point advantage. Jamal Hines tracked him down.
Well, I think you got to remember, if Ohio has Curtis Rourke in at quarterback, who's out this game, obviously for the, with an ACL injury, it's a different story. You give Ohio a chance to get the ball down the field, but remember, C.J. Harris only hit his second start right now, and they're blitzing him, putting a ton of pressure on the quarterback.
Under 10 minutes to go. Harris. Quarterback designed run for just a couple, and that's it. Their only touchdown so far, the C.A. Bangura 1-yard TD run. Otherwise, the Rockets have been shutting things down.
Yeah, but that
now it's 3rd down and 8.
That came after a long drive. They have not been able to put drives together. I mean, only 2 first downs in this half. This is a crucial, again, 3rd and 8. Here comes the pressure from Toledo.
They drop back with 8, and wide open for the catches. Jones inside the 40 and down to the 37-yard line. Gain of 21 for a first down.
Yeah, unlike Toledo, you expected pressure there. And they only drop, they drop 9. They only bring 2 guys on the rush. You see everybody just muddle rush around. You allow time for C.J. Harris to find the open receiver.
Harris on the rollout, throws it into the turf. Well read by the Rocket defense. Jamal Hines getting after the quarterback again.
Yeah, when they get pressure on Harris, he gets rid of the football quickly. When you allow him the time, he's been able to find the open receiver. So I think for the rest of the game, in these obvious passing situations, I rely on my defense, especially my cover guys, and I want to blitz, get extra guys in the face of C.J. Harris.
This is a Bobcat offense that was best in the league with Curtis Rourke averaging 34 points a game. And Toledo up to the challenge here this afternoon. Throwing downfield behind the receiver Jones. Chris McDonald had the coverage, and it's 3rd down.
And 1-on-1 on the outside. And that's what I'm expecting. These corners, McDonald, Quinion Mitchell on the other side. They're not scared to go man-to-man, 1-on-1. Watch at the bottom, 13, Chris McDonald. He's watching the quarterback, almost undercut that one for an interception. But this is 4-down territory for Ohio as well. So can they pick it up here on 3rd or get enough for a manageable 4th down?
Comes the pressure in the backfield immediately is Darius Alexander. Loss on the play for Bangura, and it's 4th down.
They were reading it from the jump. They knew that they were going to either hit the quarterback on the pass or be able to stop the run. You can't move big Darius Alexander, 6'4", 305, sophomore, right there in the middle of that defense making a play.
Hagan Meservey, the guy he was tangled up with, is slow to get up. Boy, that's a tough one on 3rd and 10 to try and run it right up the middle there.
Well, to me, because they were trying to cut the 3rd down in half to get the 4th down, right? So you knew it was 4-down territory, but with that loss, you just can't do it. And I think you hear the nervousness by the fans.
They're going for it with the 55-yard field goal attempt right here. Kick is on its way. No good. Stays 17-7 Toledo.
Championship game, TCU trying to take the lead, but Max Duggan picked off in the end zone by Julius Brents, and then the Cats go 8 plays, 60 yards, capped off by Deuce Vaughn. They now have a 28-17 lead.
Wouldn't that be ironic if chaos leads us back to Ohio State and Alabama? Is that possible?
Oh, I love this game.
I
love this game. This is amazing.
Well, now if you're Toledo, that 10-point lead seems kind of bigger than that. And if you can run the football here and work that clock, the Rockets would be in great shape.
Yeah, absolutely. But don't tell that to Vonnie Watkins. I mean, the defensive end is having an outstanding game for Ohio. I don't know, my defensive player of the game right now has to be him. He's been all over the field. He's keeping his defense in it right now.
Stewart's back in there at tailback. Well, it may be up to the defense to make a big play because the offense has really been struggling to move the football in the second half. Finn, nice pass to the outside, and Newton. And he muscles his way for first down yardage.
And this is the hard part in this part of the game. Because now on the sideline, everybody's talking, hey, we need a turnover, we need a turnover. But then you forget about just making the routine tackle. And so Burchett is trying to get the ball out. And that's what helped Newton get the couple extra yards for the first down.
Clock rolling, inching closer to 7 minutes to go for a MAC championship. Kelly gets spun back to the inside into Ohio territory as we send it down to the field. And Stormy.
Well, Beth and Kirk, I really wish that I could bottle up some of the energy and emotion on this Toledo sideline because it has been incredible. Any nerves or anxiousness that I saw early in the game was all but cleared on that last defensive stop. You saw Deshaun Johnson standing up on the bench, putting his hand up in the air and pointing to his finger where he expects a ring to be. They are having so much fun over here, guys.
Yeah, Jason Candle talked about managing the moment and finishing the journey today. One of the preseason favorites to win the MAC and trying to end it with just that, a championship and a ring. Micah Kelly down to the 45. It's third down and 5.
And this is a big moment here for third downs. And I think when you have DeQuan Finn in the football game, I think his decision-making has been great today. It hasn't been the big play down the field, but he's made the right play. Throws to the outside here in the second half, but he's been able to make the right reads in the read option. Another opportunity here on third down. They go unbalanced line.
Bobble on the snap, Finn taken down, and the Bobcats defense forces a fourth down here. Bryce Houston.
And that time, that's just a mishandled snap. But yeah, decision again. That's a decision. I think you waste all the time, take the delay of game, and then punt the football. And that's what Jason Candle's holding his punt team over there. Let's let this clock roll because the clock is our friend right now.
We'll get it down under 5 minutes.
Take the delay. And you're punting from the 49 instead of the 46.
Let's see, did they not use a timeout? Just let
Delay
the clock go down, delay
Offense,
a game.
5-yard penalty, fourth down.
So Ohio set to get the ball back here in a 2-possession game, 3 timeouts. And Tim Albin's Bobcats will be looking to channel some of that energy from the 1968 Ohio MAC champs. The last time they won the MAC championship, 54 years ago. So much hope coming in. Winners of 7 games in a row. And will they be able to find a little late game magic? They're going to have to go a long way to get there. Outstanding coverage on the punt for Adam Beal at the 2-yard line. Toledo by 10. Time is getting short for Ohio's quest for their first MAC title since 1968. Can they call up some of that magic? They've been 0-4 in MAC championship games in recent history. Ken Carman's on hand. He was one of the co-captains of that title team in '68.
Look at that hat. That's a cool hat right there.
Led by Cleve Bryant. They got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Down 10. They'll start from inside their 5.
Eastbound and down reference. I hear that.
Well, they got some work to do as well against a Toledo defense that has only allowed 67 yards and 3 first downs the entire second half. Wiggless, his first catch of the day. Their leading receiver gets him a first down across the 20.
And we've expected more Wiggless throughout the game. It was only the end around that really got him going. But now, game on the line, C.J. Harris has to find more Wiggless, especially behind these linebackers of Toledo.
Harris tried to drop it off underneath, incomplete, intended for Tyler Foster.
Now, this is all obvious passing situations. And I think Toledo understands that. They're bringing in an extra defensive back now because they're going to play their dime coverage. It's about coverage in the back end and hoping to get there with 4. If you're C.J. Harris, remember the time, the clock, getting out of bounds. If it's not there early, take off and get what you can.
This was the matchup on paper coming in. The offense of Ohio versus the defense of Toledo. And it may be what decides it. Intended for Wiggless, and it's 3rd down.
And Dejuan Johnson is trying to take over this game, number 1 for Toledo. He's screaming for a flag. He seemed like he was held by 2 Ohio Bobcats. And it's just a 4-man rush for Toledo. They're dropping 7, and there's all defensive backs in that secondary. All defensive backs, 6 defensive backs on the field, 1 linebacker.
Wiggless catches it underneath, and here comes 4th down at the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
No Dejuan Johnson. He's going off the field. And now he's back on.
He stays on. Givan goes out.
Givan goes out.
4th down and 4. Incomplete, broken up by Quinyon Mitchell, and the Rockets will take over on downs with 3:15 to go and a 10-point lead.
As Quinyon Mitchell, he's been waiting to make a play. This is that time in the game where you need your corners to seal the game for you, and Quinyon Mitchell almost has the interception. Stands right in front of that. Outstanding job by the first team All-MAC Conference corner, stepping in front, knocking it away, giving the ball back to his offense.
A tough second half for the Ohio Bobcats. A lot of that to do with the Toledo defense, and now their offense can put the finishing touches on it. And they go with the big fella from Detroit, Penny Boone. His first appearance of the day.
30-second charge timeout, Ohio, their 2nd of the half.
So Ohio will have just 1 timeout left because of their challenge that they used earlier that was ineffective. Here's tonight's UFC Fight Night from the Amway Center in Orlando with a stacked card for you. Highlighted by Stephen Thompson and Kevin Holland. Prelims will start at 7 Eastern, followed by the main card at 10 o'clock on ESPN, Deportes, and Plus. They've got the momentum, they've got the football, they've got the lead. And they are closing in on a 2nd MAC title in 5 years. Boone will stay in there at 6'1", 235 from MLK High School right here in Detroit.
30-second charge timeout, Toledo, their first of the half.
Yeah, you mentioned MLK High School, Martin Luther King High School, Penny Boone, but here's the other guy that went to Martin Luther King High School, DeQuan Finn. Hometown of Detroit, was 9 of 13 for 173 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he ran for 73 yards in the scores. He led MLK High School to a 41-25 win over Muskegon High School to clinch the Division III high school championship right here, Beth, at Ford Field back in 2018.
Well, this would be a doozy as well for the Michigan Mr. Football in his prep days. Penny Boone, flag down on the tackle. And stop the clock with 3:04 to go.
Holding, offense number 56. 10-yard penalty, third down. Correction, second down.
That is double-digit penalties today for Toledo.
If they're still ahead in the football game, right? It's been because they've been able to overcome the penalties, right? And it's because of their defense. I think that their defense, whenever they've had the opportunity, they've gotten the ball back to their offense. So even if they didn't convert on a third down or they didn't go for a field goal, it's been their defense giving them the ball right back. That's the only way that you can have this many penalties and still be able to be ahead in the football game.
So second down and 12. These two coaches vying for this MAC championship. They're the best of friends. Both Jason Candle and the MAC Coach of the Year, Tim Albin. Tim was telling us a story that at the end of last season, the Bobcats had a couple of defensive guys retiring, Ron Collins and Pete Germano. And they were playing at Bowling Green. And Jason Candle found out what hotel they were staying at and sent the guys a personal note and flowers to their room congratulating them on their retirements. They weren't even the opponent, but with his friendship with Tim Albin and his respect for the other coaches around the MAC and those two guys in particular, a real nice moment between these two buddies.
I think it's just about who Jason Candle is. It's the reason why a lot of people has his name in conversations for Power 5 jobs.
And any other day, they might be rooting for each other. The 3rd and 13 here, Ohio trying to get the ball back. And Quinn taken down at the 28-yard line. It's 4th down. Bryce Houston.
Well, John back and forth over there. Frustration for sure on the Ohio side. Well, it's 4th down here. Do you run another play? Let this clock go all the way down and
looks like
have a timeout.
That might be what they're considering.
Yeah, just take a timeout, go back and regroup, go to the sideline, but exhaust this play clock, call a timeout.
Well, they can rely on their defense. They've been outstanding
30-second charge
throughout the day, in particular
Toledo,
in the second half. Stay tuned, by the way, we've got the MAC Championship Trophy presentation coming up immediately following the conclusion of our game on the ESPN app.
Just the positive messages from Coach Jason Candle, talking to him this week. It's no losing seasons for him. He's got the winningest record in terms of the MAC in his tenure. Since he's been the head coach, he's been one of the winningest programs with Toledo. It's been consistency for Jason Candle. Every single year, it's no losing seasons. And that's the reason why he says that Toledo's a perfect fit for him.
Well, their fans are already thinking about the celebration here on 4th down and 9. Finn thinking about a throw to the end zone, and now we'll drop it off underneath. The Bobcats will take over on downs. This could be a Huge few days, by the way, not only for the current Rockets, if they can secure this championship today, but in a few days, former coach Gary Pinkel and one of their former quarterbacks, Chuck Ely, are both headed into the College Football Hall of Fame on December 6th. Pinkel, the all-time wins leader. Ely, a 3-time MAC Back of the Year.
I like that. The MAC Back of the Year.
Well, congratulations to those guys. It was great to see Frank Solich, too, in the house today, the longtime coach for the Bobcats and the winningest in MAC history. He was hoping to see a Bobcat celebration. It's going to require a miracle comeback here against this Rocket defense. Nate Bauer almost had his second interception.
Well, they've proved why they're the #1 defense in all of the MAC conference. Right now, only giving up 7 points. You expected this game to be tight, but there's just been an inability to sustain drives for Ohio, but more specifically, they haven't had the big play. They needed some big plays. They just haven't got them today.
Harris. Minute and a half to go as Gant makes the stop. Kazmarek with the catch. It's 3rd down and 3. 1:15 to go. Harris across the middle. Caught for a first down by Wiglusz.
They've done a good job on Wiglusz all game long. Toledo has. They've kept, seemed like 2 sets of eyes on him at all times.
Harris, complete. Down the seam to Kazmarek again. Now they're going to rule it incomplete. Couldn't hold on. Zachary Ford got a nice hit on him.
Nice clean hit, too. When you have a guy streaking down the middle of the field, that's a nice clean hit to jar that ball loose.
Looks like we've got a
3rd and final,
timeout
charge
called by
timeout. Toledo, 30 seconds.
It's a streak that will continue. 13 consecutive years of bowl eligibility. That's the best run in the MAC. And they'll find out along with the rest of us tomorrow. Don't forget the last selection show from the committee comes at noon Eastern on ESPN, a 4-hour show. Here's the last time they won it, 2017. And it was the Logan Woodside show. 4 passing touchdowns. Terry Swanson ran for $180 with 2 scores. Deontay Johnson over 100 yards receiving with 2 scores. And that trophy was hoisted. Harris, 2nd and 10, incomplete. Under a minute to go as the Rockets close in on a MAC title.
You got to be impressed just watching this defense. You know, they came in #1 for a reason, but they were as advertised. They just frustrated C.J. Harris all game long. Just did not give him a ton of not only time, but windows to throw in.
Third and 10 for Harris. Incomplete. And it's 4th down. This entire Rockets defense may be the MVPs today, Kurt,
right.
Under the direction of Vince Karras. They showed up and showed out.
Yeah, they've got my vote. And I think offensively, where would this game really have been without Jaquez Stewart? It was his big runs on offense that really ignited the Toledo offense, that kind of gave them that spark that they needed. And in the second half, a lot of Daquan Finn throws to the outside and a big throw for a touchdown.
4th down, Bobcats gotta have it. And it's broken up, busted up by Maxon Cook. Zachary Ford had the coverage, and Toledo takes over on downs. Bobcats came in hoping to end their 54-year championship drought. But the Rockets defense stands tall. The offense made just enough plays to deny them that opportunity. And instead it's Toledo for the second time in 5 years under Jason Candle.
And DeQuan Finn, just a sophomore, takes that knee. And that's the scary part, I think, for the MAC Conference. The motto of consistency for Toledo, they're not going anywhere.
And that's it, the final snap. The celebration underway, 17-7. Toledo, a winner over Ohio to win the MAC championship.
I'm sure that's a football that DeQuan Finn will keep on his mantle for the rest of his life.
What a moment for him, the Detroit native winning in his hometown.
Yeah, keep that ball in there. Two guys, C.J. Harris, DeQuan Finn, both worked out with each other in high school. They worked out with each other. It's a great moment. Two Detroit area quarterbacks sharing a moment there.
Down to the field with Stormy.
Coach, there were some questions coming into this game about how your team would handle the moment coming off their last couple weeks of the regular season. How did this defense answer those questions for you today?
Great plan by our defensive coaches. Great execution by these kids. Really some tough plays. The 4th down touchdown by Demir. Great ball by Seven there on that deal. And our offensive line fought off some pressure today. Really proud of this football team.
Congratulations on the moment. Enjoy this.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
12th overall title for Toledo and the 4th of the championship game era. For Kirk Morris and Stormy Bonatoni and the rest of our crew, I'm Beth Mowens. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, on the ESPN app, the trophy presentation as we get you back to the studio with Matt, Joey, and Jesse.